Climate change affects the supply and use of water in the southwestern United States. As temperatures rise and patterns of precipitation change, the amount of water available in the region will decrease. This loss impacts the people, communities, and ecosystems that rely on the already limited supply of water. Climate change refers to the global and regional changes in climate occurring from the release of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, so the more greenhouse gases there are in the atmosphere, the warmer it gets. Humans release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels, such as oil, gas, or coal. Fossil fuels are the remains of plants, algae, and other organisms which, like organisms are today, were made up of carbon, hydrogen, and other important elements. When these organisms died, they were buried in crust under layers of sediment and rock. Over millions of years, heat and pressure transformed the buried material into fossil fuels. As humans continue to burn fossil fuels, the amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases are increasing in the atmosphere, causing temperatures to rise. But rising temperatures aren't the only consequence of climate change. As temperatures in the Four Corners region rise, the atmosphere will become drier and thirstier for water. When it's hot and dry, plants lose water to the atmosphere faster than they can pull it up from the soil. The hotter and drier the air, the more water plants lose, and the more difficult it is for them to grow. If this loss of water is not matched or exceeded by an increase in rainfall, then our soils will be drier and our rivers and streams will be lower. In much of the Southwest, most of our stream flow comes from snow that falls and accumulates in the mountains during the winter and melts in the spring and summer. Warmer temperatures are modifying this process. The proportion of precipitation that falls as rain instead of snow is increasing, and the timing of the snow melting is shifting to earlier in the season. What does this mean for water users? It means that there will be less water overall, and that it might not be available when farmers and other water users typically need it during the summer months. Over the last 20 years or so, the rivers and streams in the Four Corners region have had less stream flow than in the past. Scientists cannot say for sure whether recent years of low stream flows are due to climate change or due to natural processes, but they can say that hotter temperatures have made it worse. Climate models predict that climate change will significantly reduce stream flows in the Southwest in the future. Another impact of climate change in the Four Corners region is increasing amounts of dust blowing from the Colorado Plateau and dry regions west of Colorado. Climate change and human activity are increasing the amount of dust that is picked up by winds and deposited on mountain snowpacks, changing the albedo, or how much sunlight is reflected off of the snow. More dust on the surface of snow means more heat is being absorbed, causing more melting and earlier runoff seasons, which reduces how much water is available in the hotter months. All of these impacts of climate change, including some we didn't have time to discuss here, such as changing global weather patterns, add up to reduced stream flows in the rivers and streams in the Four Corners region. Studies have projected stream flows in the San Juan and Dolores rivers will be reduced by as much as a third by the middle of this century. Communities are planning for a drier climate and ongoing or recurring droughts as the new normal. Farmers are planning for a drier future by changing irrigation methods, switching to crops that use less water, or growing crops on smaller areas of land. Communities are coming together to invest in water conservation and to build drought contingency plans. Some communities are creating water conservation initiatives, such as implementing voluntary restrictions among big irrigators, installing advanced metering, creating new development codes to mandate or incentivize water-wise practices in landscape and city planning, incentivizing developers to implement low-use fixtures, and more, as key strategies to improve water supply in the long term. No matter the approach, the ability to withstand, respond to, and recover from the negative effects of climate change depends on people's ability to honor the diverse perspectives of others and work together as a community.